So I'm going to draw on over a decade of personal family experience with electric vehicles to recommend which battery size I suggest for this vehicle. These are ionic level tech, which is funneling its way down to an entry-level electric vehicle. What do these do? Well, we're back at the Hyundai showroom. Now, of course, last year we've already seen the fully electric Kona, and you can't ignore the beauty and futuristic design of the Ioniq 6. Or perhaps I remind you of when we also saw on the channel the Ioniq 5. Now, these cars are great and they've ushered in a new era, but perhaps today I'm the most excited because today we're checking out the all-new Hyundai Inster. And I'm excited about this car because it's full electric, A segment from a legacy automaker. And one more thing, it's actually affordable and it's here. I can touch it. It's actually here, an affordable electric city car. I'm Luke, we've got a lot to get through. Welcome to this episode of The Future is Electric. All right, so if I suddenly look like your friendly ghost, well, that's because the Hyundai Inster was actually released in its home of South Korea as the Hyundai Casper. Now, back in South Korea, the Casper is actually an internal combustion vehicle, but here the Inster is fully electric, and given the name, I felt it was the right time to officially and finally launch the Future is Electric Instagram page being linked below. And this will be the first car we are featuring on the page. So make sure you give it a follow down below. A bit about this platform. It's actually built on the K1 platform, which is different to the EGMP platform we've seen in the other fully electric models from Hyundai. Having said that though, as we'll see, a lot of the great features which we've come to love from the Hyundai models still make their way into the Inster. Let's talk about the electric motor choices in the Inster. And it's actually a front-wheel drive vehicle with a single electric motor in the front. But we actually get two choices. Now, both are permanent magnet synchronous electric motors. And those are great because effectively, this is the most commonly used type of electric motor. And it is effectively no to little maintenance over the lifetime of the vehicle. Now, as I said, two to choose from, either a 95 horsepower electric motor or a 113 horsepower electric motor. They're actually, if you come have a look, all the way down there in the front compartment over here. Now, both motors offer a reasonable amount of acceleration, especially for this class of vehicle. We're talking 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration times of under 12 seconds, which again, for an A-class city car, that is plenty. And remember, there is no gearbox. Again, no maintenance on a gearbox because there is no gearbox. And no gearbox means you're not going to get the slowdown while accelerating either. So I'm going to draw on over a decade of personal family experience with electric vehicles to recommend which battery size I suggest for this vehicle. So there's actually two battery options to choose from here, either a 39 kilowatt hour usable battery pack or a 46 kilowatt hour usable battery pack. Why am I down here? Firstly, well, the battery is actually housed down here at the bottom of the vehicle. Now, both these batteries are NCM chemistry. This means they're lithium ion, but the metals inside them are NCM, nickel, cobalt, manganese. Now, this is a critical piece of information to know. Why is that? Well, NCM, it is recommended that you operate the vehicle between 20 and 80%. Why is this? Well, this allows it to last far, far longer. And they actually don't recommend that you charge all the way to 100. This is very relevant because if you have the smaller battery and you reduce 20% from the top of that, you're going to start reducing your range on the road. Which is why I highly recommend with this vehicle going for the bigger battery option. And the great thing here, and I've never seen this before, is that with the Inster, they're offering a battery upgrade. So you can take the low spec or the open entry spec model and upgrade the battery and the electric motor around €1,750. So you don't have to pay for the full premium version, which is what you usually have to do with most cars, but you can just upgrade the battery. And upgrade, I definitely recommend, given its NCM chemistry, and if you intend to own this car for a long time. Remember, yes, battery packs, like all the components of any vehicle, are going to degrade over time. So starting off with a bigger battery is highly recommended in this case. And of course, for peace of mind, it does come with a standard 8-year battery warranty. I'm back on the floor again, but this is important because I need to explain something quite unique to an entry-level vehicle. Because at the front of this car, we have no grille, essentially, because there's no internal combustion engine which needs cooling. However, the Inster has these two active air vents at the front of the vehicle. Those are these two rectangular shaped vents. These are ionic level tech, which is funneling its way down to an entry-level electric vehicle. What do these do? Well, when the car feels it doesn't need any cooling, they are closed shut to improve the aerodynamics of the vehicle and thus the range, which you care about a lot. But if the vehicle needs to cool the electric motor or the battery, it's going to open up those vents and it's going to let the air flow through. Now, I couldn't find any documentation on the battery cooling system besides the active air vents here in the front. I am going to assume, like we saw in all the Hyundai models, that they have a liquid cooled solution, although I cannot confirm that at this point. All right, so let's talk charging. So this right here is a Type 2 AC charger. This is the type of charger I recommend installing at home if you're going to be charging this vehicle at home. Now, of course, you can charge on a 3-pin plug, but I never recommend it. This is the safer way to do it. Now, let's continue talking about charging by looking at the car. Now, the charge port is actually found, like the Kona, at the front of the vehicle behind this flap. And this reveals actually two charging ports, the AC port Type 2 or the DC rapid charging port on CCS. Those are both standard. Now, as we said, there's two battery sizes to choose from. So if you're charging this car on a single phase home supply, here in Malta with our 40 amp limited supply at home, I recommend you're charging this car at a 3.7 kilowatt power. That means you're going to charge the small battery in 12 hours or the big battery in 14 hours. If you have a larger home supply or 3-phase, and of course you're going to charge a lot faster. By standard, the car comes with a 3-phase 11 kilowatt charger, which you can make use of at home if you've got 3-phase, or if you're charging on the public network, which is all 3-phase, and you can charge this car a lot faster. Speaking about speed, of course, you can also then jump to DC rapid charging. And whether you get the small battery or the bigger battery, you can charge both vehicles in... Oh, the vents are just opening there. Car's feeling a bit hot, as you can see. We're talking about charging here. So you can charge the big battery and the small battery both in under 30 minutes because they've spec'd the charger to be a bit faster with the bigger battery. So if you're not charging at home or you don't have a facility to charge home, then you can consider rapid charging the car in 30 minutes. This is the floor of the Inster, but we're here to talk about something way cooler than the nearly flat floor, because this car comes with vehicle to load, V2L, right here. You basically push aside this plastic cover to reveal a standard 3-pin domestic socket. Now, I get maybe a bit too excited about this, but you can essentially connect an appliance, an extension, and many appliances. Essentially, it's 3.7 kilowatts of power coming out of the battery, and it's a reasonable size battery, and you can power appliances practically all day long. Now, if you don't want to get down and dirty with the floor of the vehicle, you can of course get the optional adapter which sticks to the outside charging port, which achieves the same function. All right, let's talk range. So, of course, small battery and big battery. With a small battery, you can expect a WLTP range of 327 kilometers. If you go for that big battery, which again is what I recommend, you're looking at 370 kilometers. Now, this is WLTP. What does that mean? WLTP is the car driven in ideal conditions. That means ideal temperature, which is at around 25 degrees Celsius, which here in Malta we're lucky to have close to at least most of the year, and in a mixture between highway and city driving. And again, here in Malta, the great news is no highway, so most of our speeds are going to be low, which are going to help the range a lot. But beyond what it says on the spec sheet, what is the real world driving range for this vehicle? And I'm going to be doing a range test like I do with all the cars on the channel. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed because that video comes out next. This is a demo vehicle. We're not allowed to drive it, but the one we can drive is coming very soon. So stay tuned for that one. 12,450 euros. That is the price when including Maltese government 2025 grants and scrappage scheme of a brand new Hyundai Inster, effectively priced at the same level as the second-hand car market. You would be crazy not to go for a brand new car with a full warranty ahead of it. Guys, big thanks to Motors Inc., Hyundai Malta for their support with today's review, Mavric behind the camera, and if you enjoyed today's tech-focused touch to this review, make sure you hit the like button. But as promised, my driving video of the Inster is coming up very soon. Once they give us the car, we can drive. So make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell so you're notified when that one goes live. But until then, I hope I've convinced you that the future is electric. Hi guys, again, thanks so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button over here. If you're a frequent viewer and you want to help support the mission a bit more, then consider joining the channel over here. Want to see more videos like this one? Links over here as well.